CNN Street News Now.
And good evening. Good evening. Welcome to the show. I am Lee Michaels. And yes, the title of the show is He's Gone. Oh, happy day. And it is a happy day in America. First full day of the new presidency of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. And TikTok is going nuts. YouTube is going nuts. Facebook, Twitter, all the social media platforms is giving high hope and praise. And don't you feel better already? I usually have a backache. My backache is gone. My headache is gone. I just feel so much better. I do. I mean, I can't believe how much anxiety I was carrying around just because of Donald Trump. Oh, damn, I didn't mean to call his name because I don't even want to bring his name up anymore. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of people, I'm hearing a lot of other people say the same thing. It's just good riddance, a bad 4 years. I feel like I've been on a dope trip for 4 years. Well, he was a dope. So I guess it's all coming together now. I feel so much better. I feel hope. I just I'm happy again. And I've been listening to the new president speak. He's been talking about the future. And it's a shame that we're now learning that not only did our former president not have a plan, he still, at the end, did not have a good plan for the vaccine. So planning was definitely not a strong suit, other than causing hate and discontent in our country. And with that, let me bring in the rest of the four horsemen. Chris Bass, welcome to the show. Dr. Ron in the house like a child on punishment. And the Reverend Dr. DJ Miles in the house. Welcome, guys.
Hey, welcome.
Thank you.
What up?
Am I the only one in the group that feel this happiness and no headaches and backaches and knee aches and my hair looks a little bit darker? I don't know. What is it? Is it just my imagination, or is something really, really different now?
There's something. Here's the thing: when you usher out the old and bring in the new, remind that song from The Wiz back in the day with Diana Ross and Michael Jackson and everybody else. Can you feel a brand new day? And I think that's what the nation needs. What was also deep was when, at the time, before he became president, Biden and his wife, Dr. Jill Biden, and of course, Kamala Harris and her husband, when they observed the death of the people who died from COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And the former administration never went near it. But just the fact that you were able to visualize and feel the pain again for the over 400,000 people who have died, that's what the country needs. The country needs to be healed.
Absolutely. The display of the over 400,000 flags there in the Capitol was amazing. And when the wind was blowing and they were all, blowing, it was a wonderful sight. And I think a decent show of respect and love and admiration for the people who died unnecessarily because of this virus, because we downplayed it. We didn't play it up. And in the speech that I heard the president today talking about the COVID virus and his plan and everything, he was telling the truth. He wasn't sugarcoating nothing. He was saying, hey, man, this shit's going to get worse before it gets better. Mm-hmm. And people need to hear that. And put on a damn mask. Is that really asking too much? Are you that arrogant and selfish that you don't want to wear a mask? I mean, really? And I hate it when I go out to a store and people are walking around without a mask. First of all, the damn stores need to really crack down on that stuff. They really do. Look, you're not welcome. You can't come in here because you're being disrespectful, hateful, and you could murder someone. Well, I'm not sick. No, we don't know that. You don't know that.
Right.
Well, have you been tested? Well, yeah, I was tested. When were you tested? A month ago. Well, you could be sick again. You could be sick now and don't know it. So let's not play around with this stuff. Let's get rid of it. The only way to get rid of it is we all have to participate.
You know, when you do an old film, right, and you put the film in reverse.
Yeah.
When I see somebody that ain't got their mask on, like I'm in reverse, Jack. I'm not breaking the plane of 6 feet, no matter where they are.
Right.
You know, even people trying to talk without a mask. I'm not going nowhere in that vicinity. Nowhere. You know, nowhere. You know, so it's
nothing going on that important to put your life at risk.
Not like that. Not like
I'm not gonna risk your life or my life. I'm gonna first of all make sure that I'm safe. If I'm safe, you're gonna be safe. If everybody took that position, do what's right for you. And not wearing a mask is not doing what's right for you, nor is it doing the right thing for someone else. So let's just wear a mask.
Yeah.
You know, if he's asking us to wear a mask for 100 days, well, God damn it, we've been wearing a mask since March. I have.
Well, yeah. You know, now that weight that has been lifted, I felt it too. You know, I felt like 100 pounds of bullshit got up off of my back all of a sudden, like, you know.
Yeah.
I was looking at the inaugural.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, why do I feel so much lighter right now? And I wasn't even smoking a joint at the time, you know, but I was like, I felt like, whew,
yeah,
I felt like I could just float, you know, and I watched it from the very beginning, you know, the inaugural of the new president. And then I waited all the way till today to go watch that bullshit that he did, you know, saying goodbye to everybody, you know, when he got off of the helicopter and gave that, I'm not going anywhere, I'll be back. You know?
No, don't do us no favor. Do not come back.
Oh man, I had caught a really, really strong Trump supportive YouTube network channel. Okay. And they followed him from, you know, when he left all the way to when he got in Florida, the motorcade, the whole 9 yards. And they had people on both ends of the trip, you know, and they were like, you know, shouting him out and everything else. And I'm like, really? You know, really?
That's right.
You know, y'all ain't sick. And then the lady, you know, pretty little young thing, he must have grabbed her in the crouch at one time. And she was like, he did this, he did that, and he did this, and then he did that. Oh, he did so many wonderful things, you know? And I'm like, she must have liked it when he grabbed her.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, you know, I was on the fact, well, not a fact finding mission, but you know, I'm being a researcher, right? I'm looking at everybody's, you know, particular perspective, and we're gonna have to do a show on how to deconstruct this media, because I was because you know, the stories are like they ingrained. CNN had their storyline, Fox had their storyline, OAN, the One American Network, they all had their storylines. And I just love looking at that kind of stuff, because I'm sitting there and I'm saying, well, look, I know what you're going to say. You know? I know what you're going to say. And I just want to see how you frame it.
Right.
It's just time, though. It's time, though, now that we educate people that listen, you know, to us, to this rhetoric, to this rhetoric that's like dying out, that's losing its steam. You know, the socialism, the we're not patriots, all this anti-democracy stands, communism, all these things that's really code words for no help black or don't do anything for poor people and things like that. So we need to attack that. And you know, when I was looking at Fox, when when Joe Biden and the other networks had him out there on the mall in that beautiful ceremony. I was picking out the 5 with Juan Williams now, and them cats did not have that on the agenda, period.
Right.
And Juan Williams' smile is so pretty because he getting paid. he smiles so because he getting paid. But the one thing I did like about Juan, when he was making his stance, when they was going too far or going too deep or getting away from white supremacy, he checked. He checked them. He put them back in. Huh? Yeah, he put them. Look now, it's there, and so those kind of things we need to bring light to, because I'm not gonna let you all get away acting like your stance is not fascist, that you're not a white supremacist, and I'm not and all this stuff. And then this boy Jason Whitlock, oh man, that's your boy Chris, ain't it? Jason Whitlock,
he's back.
Yeah, man, Whitlock got on there and he said, "Oh man, blacks don't need to be listening to no Democrats. Trump was the best. He was worse than he's worse than Leo Terrell." I say, "Oh man, I love it."
No, don't say that. Ballpark with Leo Terrell now.
Yes, he worse than. I mean, they running neck and neck. I mean, and I'm saying this brother must have got tall cash because he was on Tucker Carlson.
Oh Lord. Well, let me just jump in here. I've posted a link, and I see Dr. Ron has also on all of our social media outlets. If you'd like to join our discussion, just click on that link, and it'll bring you into our discussion here. We'll put you on the screen with us. And let me say hello to my sister Beatrice Woods. That's my big sister, my oldest sister.
All right now.
All right.
And the family's in the house.
Shout out to Big Sis.
That's right.
Yeah.
And Paris Ross, the winner of the WBMX rap contest back in the day.
Okay.
And Sandra Williams from St. Louis. What's up, Sandy? We used to, back in the day, back around 1973, I was working in St. Louis, and Sandra was one of our buddies that used to hang out with us and go out to all the clubs and what have you. And she shouldn't have been in the clubs because she was underage, so we called her Juicy. So she was our little 18-year-old sidekick that we would let come around and hang around with us. And there's red beans and rice in the house. Good morning, good afternoon. And what did she say? According to Biden, base data. Okay. Yeah, listen, folks. Biden has made a commitment of getting the vaccine into people, 100,000 people over the next 100 days. Mm-hmm. That's a tall order because they don't have that kind of supply right now. Now, I know Johnson & Johnson may be coming online soon, and their vaccine is a one-shot versus the other two that we have. Moderna and Pfizer is a two-shot deal. I think I want, if I take the vaccine, I'm going to go for the one shot and a joint and maybe rum and Coke.
Now, since you brought it up
I'm kidding.
Let me ask a question.
Okay.
I'm going to put it to the horsemen. They have a vaccine for Corona 1.0. And we have now identified a Corona 2.0 that's supposed to be 70% more deadly than the first one. But the vaccine that they're distributing is only supposed to be good for the 1.0. So do we really want to get in line for a 1.0 ineffective vaccine? When we got something that's far more deadly that's creeping up our backside?
And so the vaccines that are in production and hasn't come out yet, you're telling me that they don't have a 2.0?
No, sir. They still trying to get 1.0 out the door.
Well, I know that, but I guess This thing is mutated, obviously,
already,
and gotten stronger, huh? More intense.
70% more deadly.
I'm quarantining until they get it right.
Yeah.
That's that. I'm not even going to deal with the rigmarole because I'm not that smart.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm going to let them figure that out. And then when they get definitive on how this thing is going to go, then I'm going to get in line and do what I can. But otherwise, I'm staying away, keeping my family away, all that kind of stuff. You know, they got to get it right. If they arguing about what's going on, it ain't right. And I'm not going to trip on that. That's what I voted for them for this person for him to figure it out. That's why they got Fauci and all them other cats. Listen, I'm staying in my lane. You know, I'm staying in my lane until they get out of line. Then I'm going to start talking. And then I'm going to send by letters. You know, we have to become active with what we do. Just because, you know, that's how the last boy got us, you know, because every time he did something, man, you know, we was all worried about his stuff. And it's just like a magician. A magician will put stuff over here in the right hand, and then he doing you on the left side. So I don't want no more magician politics. I don't want no more of that. Get it right. Tell me when y'all get it right, and then that's when I'm gonna deal with it. But I'm not gonna get into the news media conversations about that kind of stuff. You know, you talk about my life.
Amen.
Yeah. I'm extremely leery, and rightfully so. You know, the government has never had our best interests at heart. You know, and us as Black folk and people of color, they've always tried to kill us. Right to this day. So I had to go along with my brother, Professor Reggie when it comes to conspiracy theories, and probably the truth at the same time, because, you know, who's to say that there's not ability to use the shot to eradicate Black folk or brown folk or people of color to decrease surplus population? You know, these things have been implemented since day one from the government. So I'm not really that sold on it yet. I have to go back to what Reggie said about, you know, take a wait and see approach, which I'll definitely co-sign on that one.
Yeah. I'm glad that there's a vaccine out there. There's two now, and it looks like Johnson & Johnson may be the third one out. I'm glad that we're having an opportunity to get these vaccines. However, we all know that other vaccines and especially of this nature or type takes a long time to really to vet them, to make sure that they're straight, and the various testing and the side effects. So my concern, I think, is pretty much like you. We don't know all the side effects, and with any drug, even an aspirin, has some type of side effect. And we don't know all of those side effects yet.
Yeah,
we don't know. I mean, a little 5-year-old girl died from COVID, and I'm not sure if she had the vaccine yet. But they, you know, early on they were saying, well, you know, young people it won't bother. But there have been a number of young people who have died.
Yep,
absolutely.
Yep.
So we don't know what we don't know still.
Right. And I think this is one great big experiment that they're using the public to perfect what the side effects are going to be.
Well, yeah, it's still being tested.
Yeah. And then also, even if you get the vaccine 1.0, you still got to wear a mask and you still got to stay away from everybody 6 feet. So there's really no great benefit, you know, if you got to stay away from folks who still wear a mask. And then I have heard recently, just in the last couple of days, there were people that have caught it the second time after they got the vaccination. They caught it. So I'm like, you know, there's no preventiveness in it, you know. And I was looking at the local news here in Chicago just to share this. It was a doctor on the morning news rotation on Fox, and he was giving his testimony how he had gotten the second shot because he's a doctor. And all of a sudden his shingles flared up. Now, he had taken the shingles vaccination, but after he took his second dose of Corona 1.0, vaccination, his shingles flared up. So now he's walking around in misery because his shingles vaccination ain't working. And his explanation, well, that's a common thing. When you take a stronger vaccination, then the other vaccinations don't count anymore. And he was really trying to convince the people on the morning show that it was okay to go out there and do this. Now, first of all, I don't know if any of y'all ever had shingles. That ain't no fun.
No, I've never had it.
Man, it ain't no fun, brother. It ain't no fun. It ain't got nothing to do with corona, but it sure ain't no fun. Okay.
Yeah, I know a few people who suffer with that, and I understand it's pretty painful.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
yeah.
I send out prayers to anyone who has any kind of illness, and just be careful. You've got some conditions that you have to be careful with anyway, so don't take any chances. Going out to an event is not that important. It really isn't. And I think we've all learned a lot of things here in the last year, that a little bit of a sacrifice goes a long way. And if they could do it back in the 1918 whatever?
1918.
Yeah, 1918. My mom was born in 1916. And I remember hearing her talk about it, and my grandmother talk about the Spanish flu and all of that. And what they had to do is what we're doing. And they lived through it. They had to take the necessary precautions. And just think about it. There was no internet and not TV, good radio, and all that kind of stuff.
Telephone. Don't forget to put that in.
Yeah, no telephone. It was all about newspaper and word of mouth.
Yeah, they had that can with the string on it from one apartment to the next.
Man, and that's the one thing.
Morse code, you was shit out of luck.
That was the one thing I regret not asking my grandmother.
My
grandfather. How did they make it through that? Because my grandfather was born. He was born in 1898 or whatever at the turn of the century.
So was my dad.
Grandma. Yeah, my grandma was the same way. So, and my Grocery McGree family roots, man, we're here now. It's a bunch of us. And how did the initial people get through that? My great uncle is Dr. Richard Grosley, who was president of Delaware State University. And I'm trying to figure out, I would love to be able to talk to them so they could give us some wisdom. See, because the only thing we got is these old corrupt news channels, all of them. I don't care which one they are. And they telling us anything. Wait a minute, Reverend. Yeah.
Professor, all of them?
Oh, listen, man, all of them slanted in one direction.
Except this one.
Right. I would love.
Thank you for that correction.
I would love. But we're an entertainment program. I would love, though, to see the repeal of the fairness doctrine, to force these cats to give both sides of the story.
Yeah. Well, that horse is out of the barn.
Right. It ain't never coming back. And
I wouldn't say never. I think if we, the people, put enough pressure on our current and future government leaders and the Federal Communications Commission, we can bring about that change.
Yeah,
because the way it is right now, if we make a significant complaint about our commercial broadcast entities, the FCC has an obligation to listen to us.
Right.
The problem is John Q. Public doesn't understand the power that he possesses. He doesn't know that if you don't like the fact that your local radio or television station doesn't do enough news, local news that is important to you, you can file a complaint to the Federal Communications Commission and say, damn it, I'm not getting what I need. I need more information. Now, I'll tell you what the broadcasters say. Well, they don't need that from us now. We have the internet. So if they want that kind of information, they can go find it. But quite frankly, a lot of the reasons that people are not listening to local radio stations as much as they used to is because you're not performing a good enough service.
Mm-hmm.
And I would challenge them. I will go and stand in front of the Congress and make that argument.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There's no connection. The personalization with it, it's gone.
Yeah.
It's gone. It's gone.
So welcome, folks. We're here and we're going to tell the story. And we're going to tell it straight. You know, it may not be pretty, just like President Joe Biden said today. Look, it's going to get worse before it gets better. And in February, we'll be looking at 500,000 people, Americans dead. It's already, what is it, 410, something like that? Right. Today isn't over yet. When I saw it earlier today, it was over 1,800 people dead, and that was before noon. Yeah. So, folks, listen, let's not play this down. Let's play it up, and let's give respect to this disease, this virus that we're dealing with, and don't chump it off, man. I don't want to go to your funeral, and I haven't had any friends that I was really close with as of yet. I've had 2 family members, my youngest son and my granddaughter, my oldest granddaughter. They both had it, and they're both mild cases, so they didn't have to go to be hospitalized and everything. So. Knock on wood, they were lucky.
Yes.
And, they were pretty safe. My granddaughter down in Texas, she was in college, and she's a track star. So she had to go to those track workouts and stuff. And some of the friends, her members of the team came down with it. Then she got it. And then, come on, it's a snowball. Mm-hmm. My son is works for a United Van Lines. I'm not trying to do a plug here, but the fact of the matter is the place he works for here in Vegas, 3 or 4 people in the office there in the warehouse came down with it, and that's how he got it. Yeah. So, and the only reason he got it is because his truck broke down and it still doesn't work. And he's on his way back now from L.A. They finally rented him a truck. So now he's just coming back from L.A. picking up the new truck. They bought another truck for him, and that's not available yet because he's got to go down to St. Louis and get that, but he doesn't know when yet.
Yeah.
So, Sandra, my youngest son's going to come stay at your house when he comes out and pick up the truck.
All right, now. That's a hookup that sounds like a hookup to me.
But you mentioned
I got friends everywhere.
You mentioned, Lee, about funeral not having to go to one. You couldn't go to one if you wanted to.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Exactly, because what the pandemic is showing us. Funeral homes at an alarming rate. They not even having, you can't even see your loved one at the hospital. So this is very serious to say the very least.
It is.
And we have to take a page from our relatives, from our ancestors when they went through similar plagues. I think some of the key 3 things they could look into all of this is love, commitment, and discipline. You have to be disciplined to keep this thing going, to wear the mask, to be careful who you go out and be around, and 6 feet social distancing. The whole thing is trying to survive for us, for our family, for our children, our grandchildren. That has to be primary focus. And if you can't even see the basic family connection to save your family, I don't know what to say. Again, the former administration made it politicized. It's taking away your rights. If you don't wear this mask and everything else, damn that. It's a new day. If you don't even care about the person next to you, care about yourself, care about your family, and wear the damn mask and 6 feet everything else.
Bates, to piggyback in you, I think that is one of the most craziest arguments in the world. It's taking my personal liberty right or whatever. You invade my space do you want to? The question is, do you want to die or do you want to live? Because if you don't put this mask, if you don't put this mask on, you're gonna hurt yourself, and then you're gonna hurt everybody around you. And then for some people to still hold that, and this and God rest his soul, this young freshman congressman who was a rep con. I mean, he didn't even get a chance to serve because he got it.
Yeah.
And died. Mm-hmm. And if that's not a wake-up call, what is a wake-up call?
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Yeah. Look, let me jump in here and tell everybody that's on the line. You're listening to the Street News Now, and we are the Four Horsemen, and we chopping it up each and every Thursday right here on the Lee Michaels Network, because he put this thing together, y'all. He is the brainchild of the Street News Now, and we love showing up every week, chopping it up. The legend, Mr. Lee Michaels. And then we also have Mr. Chris Bass, the Boom Shakalaka, you know. Also, we have the Professor, Reggie Miles, and I'm Dr. Ron. And I tell you, boy, it gets better and better each week, you know. And I just love coming together with these guys because we always make it count. We don't waste no airwaves over here, y'all. So now let me comment to what the professor just said about violating people's rights. And sometimes you got to put things in such a way that people can appreciate and understand. If we put it to them like they put it to us about wearing seat belts when they first came out,
right?
You know, if you wear your seat belt, it will save lives. You wear your mask, it can save lives. Then it might be easier for them to swallow, you know, than just by saying, just do it and shut the hell up, you know, because that's what I think they, you know, they feel like. I don't know what the hell they feel like, because I didn't have a problem with it myself. You know, you told me, you know, wear a mask and stay 6 feet. I don't like people no way, so I'm going to stay all the way over here, you know, and when you come out of that aisle, then I'll go down that aisle, okay? But I ain't got no problem with it.
You know, I just noticed something, guys. We've posted this link that people can come in and join us online, but I've just went to my Facebook page, which we're streaming to, and I noticed that the link is not showing up. I see it on YouTube
and Twitter.
I haven't checked Twitter yet.
I see it on Twitter.
Okay, you see the actual link that'll bring them in?
Yeah, that's Twitch. I'm sorry, Twitch.
Okay, yeah, okay. Yeah, we are on Twitch now. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I see it on Twitch. I see it on the Facebook.
You see it on Facebook?
Yes, sir. It's in the comments section here. If you look over to the comments on the screen there.
I'm not seeing it on my phone.
Yeah. I'm looking on the screen. On to the right.
No,
I see it.
No. That you know it's there, but if you go to your phone or maybe to your computer, I noticed that it's not showing up. So I think Facebook may be blocking links.
Okay.
So I'm trying to figure out how to get this out, because if you go to YouTube, and by the way, guys, we just crossed over 100 new subscribers.
All right.
So congratulations. We're on our way. And the YouTube, if you go there, there's a link in there. And I really can't say it for you to, it's not like go to youtube.com/street news now, because it's a crazy link. It's https://streamyard.com/ and a bunch of numbers and crap.
Right.
And I'm trying to figure out how we can get that out to people on Facebook. And because apparently Facebook is blocking it.
Yeah, maybe so. Yeah. Well, we're gonna throw it to Chris Boom Shakalaka. I know he had he's the only one that submitted an article on this week that he wanted to review. So Chris, you want to get yours in?
Yeah, but I'm gonna yield.
You gonna yield?
Yield back your time.
Yeah, I'm gonna yield, but I'm gonna yield to myself.
Okay.
Because one of the things that was interesting when watching the inauguration was all these coming forward of talent coming forward. I have to give a shout out to Amanda Gorman, the poet laureate. She knocked it out of the park.
Yes, she did.
Yeah, very good job.
She had like a Maya Angelou-esque to her verbiage. And I found out recently that the ring that was a big rock. I mean, the ring she was wearing, that was given to her by Oprah Winfrey. And I didn't know. It was
given to her by who?
Given to her by Oprah Winfrey. Oprah gave her that ring.
Okay.
And I didn't know she was 22. I thought she was much. I thought she was like 16 or something like that.
Yeah,
I did too.
Yeah,
right. I did too. Yeah.
But her oratory skills is fantastic, man, and hopefully we're going to see more of her. But another side note of the whole thing, all the magistry of the inauguration. So Garth Brooks, sings "Amazing Grace."
Mm-hmm.
He gets finished. He, fist bumps everybody. He hugs President Barack Obama, and everybody else then goes back, to where we're sitting at. So now his fans are burning at the stake for hugging President Barack Obama.
Wow.
Yeah. What kind of fans are that? Because the fans, they were saying country Western fans are mostly conservative in nature. And it was Garth Brooks that declined coming on with the former president. His inauguration said he was too busy. I would have been busy too. So he said he declined that, showed up for this one. And because he hugged President Barack Obama, all of a sudden his fans are like, he's a turncoat. And why'd you hug somebody that's a Democrat? That's petty. That's
it is. It's beyond petty. It's ignorant. Let's call it what it is. It's ignorant.
It's bullshit.
It is straight up.
I'll say it. Y'all want to say it, but I'll say it. It's bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with that too. But we got to find it. We got to find a way. We got to still keep that branch out there to them people, because it's like whatever ice they got, we still got to keep picking it till we break it. Because we're not going to go forward at all until whatever that is broken. It has to be destroyed. It has to be chipped away. It has to be moved, and not moved to hurt them. But look, dude, you ain't got to be mad at me, and you ain't got to hate me.
Yeah, we got to get beyond this. I mean, listen, we can have our differences of opinion from a political standpoint, our political ideology, but we're still all Americans. And if this virus doesn't go away, guess what? This virus don't give a damn whether you're Republican, whether you're black, white, blue, or green. People are dying. Okay? Period. People are in the hospital. 4,000 people a day, over 4,000, have died in the recent week or so. And that number is not going down. It's still going up.
I can't believe that a president of a country will not have a plan or not have something in place to take care of the people. And those folk that are still holding on to this banner, you mean to tell me that you're going to go down for that and that didn't care about you, period? By not putting no infrastructure up at all to save any of us?
None.
To save any of us? But it's good, though, because this is, Mr. Biden, President Biden is the right man for this time, because I'm always going to say that right now the country is in an FDR moment. We need some type of Franklin Delano Roosevelt reincarnation here. It may not go all the way or whatever, but when that man stepped in to pull us out from that depression, this is the type of leadership that we need. We don't need the leadership of a great businessman or a quasi businessman or whatever it is. We don't need that. We need somebody who has a sense of governance, because obviously we did not have any governance for the past 4 years. We had whatever we had.
Right.
Yeah, it didn't work. And I think we have a guy that has experienced pain. He's experienced success. He still has compassion and love. And when I hear him say that, I am going to be the president of all the people, whether you voted for me or not. And it's not difficult to do. It's very easy, actually. If you do the right thing, everybody benefits.
Right. Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Barack Obama said the same thing. And there are people that said, well, Barack Obama didn't do enough for black folks. Well, guess what? He didn't do anything to stop black people from having progress. If he had taken advantage of the things that he was able to put in place, and it was limited because the Senate, Mitch McConnell and his thugs, they didn't play ball with him. No matter what he said to the Senate,
everything,
and they did the same thing for the last 4 years, even though they had their boy in the House. But the ideas were coming from Democrats, and many of the bills that went over to the Senate were bipartisan. They still wouldn't not even bring it to the floor. See, to me, that's criminal. That makes no damn sense. Bring it in and give it an up or down a shot, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, Pasadena.
GREDDY people. Greedy people. Greedy persons that's only been thinking about lining their own pockets. Them folks are in there, and them cats, that senators that's been in there, them cats are rich. They are rich. Greedy people. And so that's why they have to loosen up that grip on that greed, because this is just blowing my mind, right? All of a sudden now we got to be concerned. We got to be concerned with the whims and the feelings of 74 million people. And all of a sudden what they feel is taking precedent when the 80 million suffered 4 years already.
Right.
And so did the 74 million that voted for Trump. I mean, the reality is they got hoodwinked. And quite frankly, you ought to be feeling pretty stupid that you believed into what this guy was telling you. And it's every day, another layer is being peeled back to show you that what he said was a bold-faced lie. He was not thinking about your best interests. And I say that to everybody that voted for him. Now, whether you voted for him because you were voting for the party or you voted for him because you were a big fan, the reality is you didn't use your better judgment and really understand and really dig down. People always say, I get this argument from Republicans. Well, you know, I don't watch CNN and MSNBC and all those other stations. I watch Fox. Well, that's a skewed view.
One viewpoint only.
Exactly. So you're gonna eat bacon and eggs every day for 4 years and not experience anything else. That's come on, that's common sense ain't at home there.
All that does is see greed and selfishness.
Yeah.
It sees greed and selfishness. And so, well, come on now. Can we be fair just for a few minutes? Can we be fair? I mean, be fair.
That sounds loaded to me.
Let 80 million people get hoodwinked. And y'all being stand in the back and watch. So y'all get hoodwinked. However you want to look at least just let me do it. If you winning, you happy. If you losing, you still want to win.
Right.
Come on now, you can't have everything all the time.
Amen.
Amen. It ain't women.
What are you talking about, Reverend Doctor? I can't have everything all the time. Come on, man.
No, man, you can't do it.
Now look, let me throw this out there at y'all. If y'all remember when Obama was in the White House, he squashed that plague that was coming our way from Africa. Remember that?
Yeah.
He jumped all over it. He did everything he had to do so that it did not get out of control and more people died from it than those that had caught it. Okay, because it was an epidemic coming this way. Ebola. Yeah. Ebola.
What, like 5 people died or something?
It might have been more than that. Number. But the fact that they did what they were supposed to do, and keeping in mind that at the time Vice President Biden was there and was a part of that plan that was effective. Mm-hmm. So going forward, we know that he has got at least one epidemic under his belt to draw from as a reference point on how to go forward. And everybody seems to forget that. You know, this fool, number 45, thinks that he did something by pushing this, you know, vaccination out the door before he got it. Because he made comment by saying, nobody can take credit for this vaccination but me. Okay.
Well, are you going to also take the negatives?
No, he don't want that. Well? No. He don't want that.
You can't have it both ways, man.
No. It's not my fault. It's China's fault.
It's your ugly ass baby. You got to live with it.
No. It's China's fault.
You gave birth to this baby. It's yours.
No, China. China did that. I didn't do nothing. China did it.
But he's the king of throwing people under the bus.
King.
And just like he's throwing Giuliani under the bus now. Don't send him no more checks because he lied to me. He made a fool of me. No, you made a fool of your damn self because you don't have common sense. Mm-hmm. You're listening to all these conspiracy theorists and that. What's a jackass name that owns Mr. Pillows? My Pillow.
Oh, man.
You know, come on, man. How you gonna...
Mike Lindell.
Yeah. So he's a major donor. We saw him a few days ago coming out of the White House, and somebody took a snapshot of his notepad, and he was telling this dude to do martial law and don't give up and whoop de whoop. Are you stupid?
Yeah.
Come on. At some point in time, common sense needs to kick in. So at some point in time, reality has to kick in. At some point in time, the facts have to prevail. And you can't argue against the fact that Donald Trump lost. I don't give a damn. You had 75 million. You could have had 80 million, 100, 200, 2,000. If Joe had 1,000 more, you lose
all day.
And when the shoe is on the other foot, you accept it. Just like, hey, Hillary had the popular vote. She lost the electoral college. What did she do? She conceded. She says, hey, congratulations, Mr. President. Whether you like her or not, she was at least presidential and doing the right thing. Look, this jackass is still, unless he wrote it in a letter.
Look, she was more man. She was more man than 45.
That's an understatement. You know, it goes back to you used to watch Sanford and Son when you watch the real time or the reruns, and when Fred will call out his son Lamont or Bubba or Grady, he was like, "Come on, boy, are you crazy?" I mean, you have to call out crazy,
right?
When you hear it, because nobody else is going to do it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What's up, Jerry? Thanks for joining us. Jerry is related to a guy who was very instrumental in my start there in the broadcast business. I think this is Jerry. Scotty was your uncle, right? And so every time I see Jerry's name, man, I think about my old friend Scotty Andrews, who I met in Portsmouth, Virginia. He was in the U.S. Navy. And he at that time was working part-time at WHIH. And when he became the GM, he allowed me to come by the radio station. That's between that station and WNOR in Norfolk. Paul Lucci was the program director over at WNOR, top 40 station, who hired me. So those two guys are my two pillars, if you will. In this broadcast business, and I love both of them. So, yeah, that's right. Yeah. Scotty's no longer here, but Paul Todd Lucci, Paul Lucci is his real name. He's still around, and I need to call Paul and see how he's doing.
Oh yeah, but real quick, just we're all commiserating. But the one movie I have to recommend, and this goes back to what Dr. Ron was throwing to me earlier, One Night in Miami.
Yeah,
directorial review of Regina King. It is lights out fantastic. For those of you may not know, the storyline goes like this. Mm-hmm. One night in February 25th, 1964, in Miami, Cassius Clay joins Jim Brown, Sam Cooke, and Malcolm X as they discuss the responsibility of being successful black men during the height of the civil rights movement. It is probably the best movie I've seen in a very long time. And I like the way it was released, because it was released on Dr. King's actual birthday, which was last Friday.
Yeah.
It was also the fact that it was also Regina King's birthday. They shared the same birthday. So the whole thing had a nice little, connection to it. And for her to direct this high, because her caliber of actressing, one word, as an actress is already level beyond. To take that same skill and take it behind the scenes as a director, it's a fantastic debut. It's on Amazon Prime Video. I highly recommend it.
Yeah, I'm gonna check it out. I mean, again, see, you done messed around and you done said a sister's name, and then then all of a sudden I got to hold it because the sisters are coming on strong. It ain't just about the woman that got her own network now. It ain't about that. Everybody, a lot of the Black women, they are coming forward, and they're not just doing, marketed things. They're doing things that's reaching back to us culturally, and so I'm gonna check that out. I guess I'll even do that tonight, because I'm gonna have to piece that and look at that, because there have been others, other films that are coming out that we need to see. And it's another film that's out now. I have the name specifically about the first African-American newscaster in Nashville that went to Tennessee State University. Documentary on that, 48 minutes, that's going to be out. And then another friend of mine is going to do is going to have a PBS documentary on Billy Stewart. It's called Fat Boy. So it's some good stuff that's going to be coming out right in time, right around Black History Month. But Black History Month is really 365 days. And it's just, they recognize it in February. I'm going to recognize it every day.
So I can say that Trump is Black history.
It was.
Not big.
Hey, listen, I think we need to ban the use of the word Trump in Bidwiz. What do you think? No Trumps. No Trump.
Hell no.
I think a lot of people might sign that petition.
Right?
They might,
Yeah.
Right.
Look, since we talking about movies, I know I recommended Antebellum, and from talking with the professor, he said he saw that movie, man. So would you concur it's definitely a must-see?
Man, it's a must-see. I like that. I mean, as far as acting and how it was played and the cultural value, the symbolism and all that stuff in it, it's a great film. And plus, I like Janelle Monáe even when she was in Hidden Figures. This Antebellum is cool, but any flick, and I'm gonna use my 70s word, any flick, right? That's any flick that's gonna put us in a positive light, and it's showing our contributions and things like that. This is what needs to be seen. Because see, a lot of times we don't see that when the drum got taken away from us, we don't share stories of how we are or what we've been through, and somehow we have to get a foothold in this cinema now, so we can start telling those stories. And these stories are not anti the nation or nothing like that, but these stories are beneficial to give us some pride in what we've done or what we've been doing. Yeah, I'm not listening. I don't care anything about, I'm not into that, man. That's where you are. That's cool. As long as you stay where you at, we gonna be cool. I don't want to do that no more. If I go in a restaurant, if I see you, and if I come in there, I'm gonna say, hey, how you doing? I want to try to speak to everybody. I want to be nice to everybody. And look, I'm not going home with you, and I'm not coming to live next door to you. So, we need to erase all that stuff, man, and just do as the Beatles said in 68 or 69, come together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we have to do. And I think that's what President Biden is pitching to the nation and trying to repair the relationships with our foreign partners is we need to work together. I mean, there's never been a more important or better time than right now with the pandemic that we're going through. People are dying at alarming rates. The unemployment rate is what, 9 point something percent. So, I mean, let's focus in on the most important things and let's get these drugs out here so we can get people feeling better and protected. Some type of way, get these vaccinations out faster. And my concern is, what is the supply that we even have now of the two, Moderna and Pfizer? Do we have 100,000 or 500,000 sitting in the freezer somewhere? Because they've only distributed 30,000, and about half of that has actually been given to the people. So we're way behind the original projections that our former president gave. And I think now knowing that there was no plan left behind, which is criminal, for Joe to start out with, at least, he's got to start from ground zero. So I would think that the first phone call would be to all of these pharmaceutical companies and say, hey, what is our commitment? What was our commitment in terms of purchase of these drugs? And how fast can you get me 100 million doses?
Yes.
Whether it's from one or two of the two companies that we're using right now, but we need to get that in hand and then get a 500,000 people a day shooting up people in order to hit that 100 million in 100 days.
Man,
you got to do a lot of injections to do that.
Joe came in firing the machine gun, right? He went back and he called this, what is this, the Defense Readiness Act? What he do?
Yeah.
He invoked that right away. And so all that means is that he was releasing that French girl on them pharmaceutical countries. He put the French girl on them. So they got to produce because they saw Monet coming. Oh. So they're gonna get a move on it.
Wait a minute, when is she in Annabella? Annabella with Monet?
Cause I'll be glad when they talk about the money trail and all of it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be glad to hear about this money trail.
Yeah.
I want to hear. I definitely want to hear about that money trail because it don't make no sense for me. To me, that them people know it's 300 million people up here. They know that.
Mm-hmm.
They know that.
So on the 2-shot deal, so you need 600 million shots.
Yeah.
Right.
And Johnson & Johnson said, "Nah, we're gonna beat that." So it's something in that pharmaceutical game while folks still dying.
Yeah, well, listen, the pharmaceutical companies are raking in money left and right because the governments of all the nations are buying this stuff. Okay, now Joe is saying we don't have to pay for it.
Right,
it's going to be free. And that's a good thing, and I think that'll make it easier for some people who say, well, how much is it going to be? $150? Oh, man, I can't afford that. Well, you can't afford to die either. You got to figure it out. But now you don't have to worry about paying for it. You don't have to worry about whether you have insurance or not. If you want to take the shot, it's going to be free for you.
Yep.
And man, and I'm like, here you go. Now, what if my boy minus 45 degrees? What if he was in on a money trail on that and letting this stuff letting this stuff get out of hand like this so he can get some paper off of that, man? I'm like,
well, let's consider the animal. It would not surprise me.
Yeah.
Okay, there would be no surprise, none whatsoever, You know, we found out that he had invested in the was it hydroxychloroquine? Okay, so
yeah, just what they always say: follow the money. Follow the money. Just follow the money trail. You'll find out everything you need to know. I'm sure it's a kickback in there somewhere. He might not get it for another couple of months, you know, but it's a kickback in there somewhere.
Of course. And look at the TikTok deal.
Mm-hmm.
One of his biggest supporters, donors, got the opportunity to buy TikTok from the Chinese.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Hello?
Definitely.
There were other American companies bidding for it, but isn't it ironic that the guy who was spending a lot of money, you know, in campaign funds got the deal?
And you remember he said he was going to block it at first.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He played hardball.
He said, no. TikTok can't come to America. Yeah.
Right. Well, that was
then all of a sudden, right. Then all of a sudden he said, oh, okay. All right, I'll let somebody buy it.
Right.
Know? Yeah.
Yeah.
The guy was it Oracle?
Something like that. Yeah.
Y'all know it was minus 45 degrees in DC yesterday, right?
No.
well, look, let me say this because I know we at that point where we get ready to get the plug pulled on this whole thing. It was a great day of celebration.
It was.
You know,
minus
everything.
45 degrees.
Yes. It was a great day.
It wasn't cold enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
And another great thing, where were all these badass punks that were going to, you know, come in there and take over again?
Oh, that wasn't going to happen, man.
What happened? Where are they?
They was going to get stomped, man. They was going to get stomped.
They're either in jail or they're punking right now.
Yeah, they was going to get stomped, man.
But here's the thing about it, and I know we're already over time, but I'm not going to count them out because they are stuck on stupid crazy. They're still drinking the Kool-Aid. But more importantly, folks, don't forget, these guys are not Republicans. They're not Democrats. They're anti-government. They don't want nobody, but they played along with Trump because he was speaking their language and he was dividing the country, which allowed them to slide in and do their dirt.
Anarchists. Yep.
Absolutely. That's who you have to deal with.
That's right. That's right.
Okay? Whether it's QAnon or no matter what the name is,
right.
It's a bunch of fractions out there that don't want government at all.
Absolutely.
They're crazy.
Yep.
Okay? Don't be boo-boo the fool and get caught up in that game. Yeah. Because you can't win.
Yep.
You can't win. Well, you're gonna come into a government facility with flag sticks, baseball bats. You might even have a few guns, but you don't have what the United States military and many of these local police departments are looking like military now. Mm-hmm. You're not going to win. Now,
not going to win.
Let me go one step further.
It was going to get tore up.
Listen, there are a lot of things that I don't agree with, okay, that I wish didn't exist. Racism, prejudices, the fact that everybody's not getting equal pay and opportunities. Those are the things that I'm concerned about. Those are the things that all Americans ought to be concerned about, not trying to overturn the government. That's stupid. Wait, what happens if you are successful in doing that? How's your life going to be then? What are you, like a world-class criminal? What are you, the Jesse James gang? What is your America going to look like then if you were successful and going in and hanging Pence and killing off Nancy Pelosi and a bunch of other folks? What would America look like then under your leadership? And to that asshole that was up there with the horns on, up in the balcony, you're an asshole. You're crazy. And I hope they keep you locked up. And no, you don't get no organic food. You get the same food other criminals get. I'm sorry your mama begged and got somebody to get you some organic food. You pay for it. when you get out. Until then, you eat the same bologna sandwiches and cheese and everything, whatever they feed you in jail. Okay? That's what you eat.
But them new videos that's coming out. I'm just like cracking up because when they stormed in there and them guys were saying, where they at? Where they at? Where the F is Pelosi? I died. I was dead on the floor.
That one building has more cameras than all the networks in the world. Okay? Yeah, come on.
Man.
Why are you going to be that stupid to go in there and film yourself?
Man, look, did you see that stupid lady talking about she gonna kidnap Pelosi's laptop and sell it to Russia? She verbalized that on a social media platform.
Where the F is Pelosi?
We should never hear from her or know her name forever. I mean, I bet, Ron, you go out there and try that bullshit. Okay,
man, please.
You try it.
First of all, they got Corona out there.
I'll pick you up and drop you off. You try that.
They got Corona out there. Ain't no way in the hell I want to be around that many people at one time.
Anybody that thinks that way, you've got an IQ 2 points below plant life.
Right.
You're the dumbest person in the world. Okay. 2 points below plant life.
Look, no
brain matter.
Must have thought they was gonna get a free pass.
Right.
Or they was drunk. They had been drinking a bunch of stupid juice or something because they were drunk. Them cats were drunk.
Now on social media, the next day, there was somebody profound said this. Now you know why your fathers and your grandfathers wore hoods when they made raids, so that they won't get fired and they won't be able to identify who the hell they are. Okay.
But worse than that, they were streaming themselves.
Yeah.
Where they at?
Hey, man, I gotta get this quick shout out to my brother in broadcasting, Al Greer. On the line, first time, man. He joining us on Facebook, y'all. Al Greer, y'all see him?
What's going on, Al?
Yeah.
What's up, Al Greer?
Yeah, I gotta give him a shout out, man, because he don't come out during the daytime hours. You know, he only come out at nighttime. You know.
Yeah. Barry Martin up. Barry, you still in New York? He was one of the engineers, producers when I worked at 99X back in the 70s. And how you doing, man? Good to see you. Be safe, brother.
Yes. Yeah. All right, man. What you gonna do, man? What you gonna do?
What you gonna do when they come for you? Because they're coming. If they haven't gotten you yet.
There you go.
Oh, you crazy people. All right, guys. Well, listen. Exhale. Stay focused. Stay safe. Wear your mask. Stay 8 feet away from people. Don't be stupid. We're going to get through this, okay? Let's follow the leadership that we now have in the White House, because I think he's trying to use common sense and looking out for our best interests, all of us, whether you voted for Joe Biden or not. Because if he's successful, guess what? You can stop wearing a mask at some point. You can go about your merry way, and maybe we'll get back to some semblance of what life was before this. And this is going to be a slow grow. So don't rush. As my dad used to say, son, don't rush to fail. Take it easy. Do your due diligence. Check the thing out. Don't be foolish. Don't go out there and do stupid stuff just because you want an ice cream cone right now. Don't go out there and have a dinner in a public place just because this place is open. And I feel for those businesses, those restaurants and retail stores. Hell, I'm a businessman. I have a limo service in Los Angeles, California. And by this time, I was supposed to be in 10 cities around America. It didn't happen. My business is still 90% off. Okay? So I'm feeling the pain. I understand. I'm a victim just like everybody else. But I'm not going to go out here and do some stupid shit Okay? I'm not going to go out here and give free rides just so I can keep my company rolling or discount my rides to a point where I can't make any money out of it. So what's the point? Mm-hmm. Be patient. Slow down. If you have to go out, take all of the necessary precautions. Do your hand wipes, gloves, mask, shields, everything but a hoodie. Don't come out here with no hoods because you might get more holes in your hood than you put in there to do the peekaboo. All right. So I'm making fun of it, but come on, folks. Let's act like this is 9/11 when America came together, when rednecks and minorities came together because we were being threatened. Well, the same thing is with this virus. This is a threat to our health, our future. Don't downplay this, please. Let's stop. We're a year into this thing now.
1 year.
Yes. Actually, it's over a year because I'm telling you it happened in October of 19.
That's right.
That's when it started coming here. People didn't know they were getting, I got a cold, man, and my neck hurt. I know people that I was picking up that were talking about those symptoms in November and December of 19. So it didn't just jump in here in February, March. It was here before that. That being said, we are well over a year into the coronavirus, and people are dying at an alarming rate. It's not going down right now. And because we wanted to go out for Thanksgiving and Christmas and getting on those planes of 7 million people, which is half of what it used to be, but it was still too much. Was it that important for you to go see grandma and your mom and your uncle, lottie-dottie and everybody, and then you taking all these nasty-ass germs with you, and now they're in the hospital? Come on. Where's common sense? Knock, knock, knock. Wake up. Let's make this happen. Let's eradicate this virus. But we, the people, have a responsibility. So I'm begging you guys, do the right thing. If you guys have anything else to say, let's do it.
Well said, my brother. Well said. Look, roll up your sleeve. We still got a lot of work to do.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I'm excited. I'm excited just from hearing the new president say it. When Joe said, "Look, I don't know nothing about this. I got these experts. I got all these other." And when he's giving power and not trying to answer everything and do everything himself, I'm feeling safe. Because mama told me long time ago, an empty wagon makes a lot of noise.
That's right.
Yeah, absolutely. And I dovetail with that. With my mother says, nothing beats a failure but a try.
Absolutely.
So we have to get on board and take it one day at a time. I think most of us do feel hopeful. Let's not sleep at the switch. Bitch McConnell and the rest of them, just because they want to make nicey nice now, we're the enabler of the past administration and the current administration too. We keep their feet to the fire because this is critical. People are dying. And so if we do not lose the prize, which is our lives, we will be more focused.
Yes. Absolutely.
Amen.
God bless all. Let's be safe and don't rush to fail. I hear you, Daddy. God bless you guys. Thank you. We'll see you again next Thursday, 9 p.m. East Coast, 8 p.m. Central, West Coast, 6 p.m. All right? And we'll chop it up again. And we'll have some more good news for you. God bless.
CNN Street News Now.